yes. Yes. We are live, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you can hear me. Let me check my audio. I didn't even check the audio to see. Yep, we're good. We're good. All right. On and popping, ladies and gentlemen. It is on and popping. All right. Can't really see because I took my glasses off, so there's not a glare in my glasses the whole time. It's really distracting, right? So I'll put them on later to read the comments. But welcome to the stage of history. I am your illustrious host, Kevin Uncanny Anytime. All right. Well, we are underway. All right. That link scrolling across there like that. That's where you got to go. That's where you jump into the portal. To the Back to the Future portal of becoming the legendary you. Dead serious, y'all. Listen. Okay. Um, the topic I got for you today ties into what I teach. Okay, controlling your emotions. All right, emotions can be explosive. People are like, I can't control my emotions. Well, let's think about that, right? Let's think about that. It's interesting because I'm still fighting with the definition that I created for myself, right? I created my own definition one day of what emotion meant, right? My definition before I heard this other one, which is also really good, but I'll use both at the same time, right? Emotion, energy, or no, mine was electromagnetic motion. Now, really looking into a lot of different things. What's up, everybody? What's up, Jana? What's up, Pratch? What's up, Mish? I sent Pratch something the other day where somebody was talking about something with melanin that I gotta dive into that too. Um, but look here, y'all. Mindset Matters Institute open enrollment is this week. All right. We're looking for 7 legends. 7 legends to join the program to become your legendary self. All right. If you really want to become your legendary self, y'all, I can guide you along the path. This is why I am the way I am. This is how I can come across, how I can come across. Right. And if you see something in me that you admire, it's because you got it in you. That's exactly why you see it. It's because I'm a reflection. I reflect a lot. In my journey, I've learned how to reflect a lot. And so when it comes to the circle back to electromagnetic motion, right? We have this energy field within us, right? They say, oh, attract what you want, right? Law of attraction, right? What does that mean? How does that work? What is that? How do you attract something if you're not magnetic, right? So there's the magnetism part of it, and then you got the electricity part of it, which we all know. I mean, go rub your feet on the carpet and then touch a doorknob. What is that though? What is that? This is what I'm here for. I'm here to make you think. Like, but wait, oh yeah, we do that as kids. We shock each other, we laugh. But what is that though? Yeah, real serious. Real serious. What is it? How does that work? Why does that work? Why are we able to do that? Is there a different purpose? Something to think about, right? I'm in here in this room, y'all. That's what I be doing. I just be contemplating deep stuff like that. Like, wait, what is that? What is that about? All right. So I saw this quote, man. Very interesting quote that I want to relate to you guys. Okay. This right here. It might be backwards, but the best leaders are passionate about developing emerging leaders because true leaders don't create more followers, They create more leaders. Let's think about where you at, what you're doing, who you following, right? If they can't control their emotions, they yelling all the time, right? What's that about? What's that about? Really? You don't want to be a follower. I'm not telling you to come follow me. I said I'll guide you along the path. That means I'm right alongside with you. I'm not going to tell you to go through a challenge and then never go through it. Never go through it. I'm not going to tell you to do that. I'm going to be right there with you because that's who I am. I'm not going to tell you to do something that I can't do. Right? And that's what you should expect out of somebody that is guiding you along your path. Not somebody who can't control themselves. Somebody who demonstrates a great measure of control, who seems or appears to be calm all the time. And yes, do I explode sometimes? 100%. But you probably would be like, nah, Kevin wouldn't do that. And if you assume that, let's go into the realm of great sports figures. People assume when they go into the realm of Michael Jordan, oh yeah, I'll pick him to shoot the last shot because he won't miss. Why do they assume that? It's because of the evident demonstration. The evident demonstration of how he conducted himself. That's why. So you will assume, you'll put faith behind that. You'll believe in that. That's what it's about. So I'm not here to try and make you do anything. I'm not here to make you do anything. I'm here to help you understand the purpose of your electromagnetic motion, right? But what the definition they have now is energy in motion. It's kind of the same thing, right? But if we go into the realm of energy, right? What energy are we putting out? What energy are we pushing out there in motion, right? Think about that, okay? And then think about how I always talk about the biblical, from a biblical standpoint, you reap what you sow. Okay. If you want to talk about, if you want to say, oh, that's karma. Yeah. Okay. Same thing. What goes around comes around, right? Same thing. Okay. If you think about that, you think about what energy is being expelled from somebody that you may be watching. What type of energy are they putting out there? Think about that, y'all. Okay. So controlling your emotions is a lifelong journey. Okay. This is something that we're always going to be trying to balance, trying to juggle. All right. And in that process of juggling those emotions, what you do is you find a way to feel it, but not react to it. You feel it, but you learn how not to react to it, right? You respond to it. Okay. Responding shows understanding and control. When you can respond, react is just, oh, well, what just happened? That's reaction, right? Responding is, why'd you do that? See what I'm saying? There's a complete difference in mannerism, complete difference in how you conduct yourself, right? So your boss call you in the office, oh, you blah, blah, blah. And you like, what are you yelling for? What's wrong with you? You can't control your emotions. Why are you emotionally involved? If this is just based off of statistics? You see what I'm saying? That means there's an inner problem. There's an inner child issue that isn't being addressed. And that's one of the major things that we need to work on. And how do you do that? How do you do that? You get in here. You tune in here, so that you can actually address the person inside. Not, oh, I got to do this and I got to do this and I'm doing this now and I'm doing this now and I'm all over the place and I'm doing this and I'm doing this. No, 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 no. Sit down. Sit down. Not, oh, I'm doing this and I'm getting here and I'm over here and I'm doing this. No, 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 no. Sit down. Sit down and go look at yourself for a good hour and study yourself for a good hour and just sit there. Don't say anything. Don't say nothing. There's nothing to be said. Look at yourself and ask yourself this one question. Do I really like who I am? Have you ever done that? Have you ever truly done that? Stop for a moment, pause life, okay? Pause life, put life on pause real quick and be like, you know what? I'm finna just go look real quick. Let me look real quick. Let me see. Let me look. I like myself. So that helps me to control my emotions, because it's like, okay, look, what am I doing here? What am I trying to do? Where am I trying to go? How do I want to conduct myself? How do I want to represent myself? How do I want to actualize? Well, I want to be honest, right? I want to help people, right? Come on, y'all. So look, the reason why the Mindset Matters Institute was created was because it finally dawned on me that mindset matters more than anything. Matters more than you getting a bunch of money. It matters more than you, whatever, like whatever, y'all. It's what is the most pressing issue in life today, is finding out who you are, helping the world find its purpose. If you are someone who is like, I don't know, I kind of really don't know what my purpose is, that is why the Institute is here, to help you guide you along the path of finding that. You have to be able to sit yourself down and quite frankly, just shut up. Sit down, shut up, and just look at yourself and really, really analyze yourself. What have I been doing? What am I yelling about? What am I talking about? What am I doing here? Or if you've been dormant, if you've been in hermit mode, man, why am I in hermit mode? Why am I just chilling? Do I not like being around people? What is it? Really ask yourself these questions, y'all. It's important. It's important for you to ask those questions. Why? Because you have an existence here. It's for you to figure out your own self, right? And so one of the major things, which I have you go through first, which to me was the most impactful. There's a lot of impactful meditations. There's 3 different or 4 different meditations that I have you go through in the initial program, right? The elements of life, the initiator of bringing out the legendary you, right? Is stillness, being completely still. And you know who I got that from? I got that from Dr. Joe Dispenza. So guess what? It's backed by science. It's backed by science, because I am a scientist of life, right? And so I listened to one of his books, or no, it was actually one of the Tom Bilyeu interviews of him, where somebody put it together so eloquently with the music in the background. It just, it hit me like boom. I was like, wait, he said, if you can sit your body down and tell it to stay, and you can lead it like a stallion, there's going to be, at a certain point, and I experienced this, y'all. I literally experienced this firsthand in my closet one day by myself. I was tripped out. He said, if you can sit your body down and lead it like a stallion and tell it to stay, at one point there will be a liberation of energy. And I'm sitting there and I'm trying to be as still as possible. And in the program, I tell you, I say, don't even swallow. Don't even swallow. Try not to even swallow. And you would think like, why? Because it's the Mr. Miyagi, man. Because it's the Mr. Miyagi, man. Because that level of control of oneself, dangerous, man. Dangerous. That level of control of oneself to where you are like, no, we're not going to blink. We're not going to twitch. We're not going to itch. I'm not even going to swallow. That's how deep I got after practicing it over and over and over again. I was like, how can I be more still? How can I be more still, even more still? And I said, okay, well, I'm swallowing. That's a little bit of movement. Do I have to swallow? That's a good question, Kev. That's a really good question. Do I have to swallow? And I would be feeling like, oh, I want to swallow. And I'm like, nope, don't do it, because it's mind over matter. That's why. Because if you can get extremely powerful here, there's nobody or no thing that can touch you. And people know that. You know, I always say, hey, call me out. Call me out on the big stage. Call me out in public. I will be happy. I will be happy to oblige. Because I know the training I've put myself through. And I'm willing to put it to the test. I'm willing to put my name. I'm willing to put my entire existence to the test. No fear. Bring them. Bring anybody. And I really long for the day to where I can really, really test my skills and play one of the elites in basketball, the LeBron Jameses, the Chef Currys. Oh man, that would be wonderful. Is it possible that I'll get smashed? Sure. But what a great opportunity. What a great opportunity to see where I really am and to believe in myself that much, knowing I haven't had the training that they've had, but to still believe and to still go into the realm of thinking, oh yeah, I can do this. What type of what type of power is that inside of you? And then what happens? What happens if I do win? That's what I always go into. That's the realm you should always go into. Oh, but what happens if you do? Oh man, I'll shake up the world then, wouldn't I? Yeah. That's what I'm here to show you. Those are the feelings that I be having, y'all, that I'm like, man, if you could just feel what that feels like. Oh man, it's incredible. It's an incredible feeling. But you got some out there who just don't know how to tap into it. So they get upset and they start yelling and they start screaming and they're like, oh, and it's like, it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate, especially when they've had a lot of example in their lifetime. Even in the past few years, they had a great example to see, to have that. Even in the past, we had Jesus. Yeah, and it's, it's interesting to me, y'all, because what I want to tell you is that it does not matter if you believe this man was real or not. Now, I believe he was a human being in existence, right? And he was sent here by God. But here's the wonders of the human mind is that I told y'all, I look up to people like Goku from Dragon Ball Z, right? Some of y'all don't even know who that is. Like, who is that? I tell y'all, the Mr. Miyagi, right? Those are fictional characters, y'all. But there are principles behind it that are like, whoa, okay, this works. This actually works, right? So let's look at what Jesus did, y'all. There's no hero, there's no other replication of this dude. He's the greatest of all time. There's no other replication of him of that nature. Zero. Okay? How they said everything happened all the way up until the end. He was the strongest man ever to have existed. To restrain yourself to that degree, especially if you have the power to wreck shop. If you got the ability, and at one point, I love the scripture, right, where he goes into somebody cut off the ear of one of the people that was trying to come get him. And he like, dude, don't you know that I can, at any given time, I can call down 12 legions of angels to come to my aid, to wipe this. This would be cake work, right? Whew. That's power. That's power. Not demonstrating how much you can lift, not showing off how many shots you can put up, right? The restraints, when knowing that you can completely obliterate, that's true power. That's why I dive into people like Naruto. Y'all look up the Naruto story. It's this inner power, this inner monster inside. That's how I feel like. I relate to dudes so much because I feel like it's this monster that's just inside that I'm like, calm down, man. Just keep it cool. Just keep it cool. It's all right. It's all right. But what I really want you to understand is you have the power to really dive into yourself and to control your emotions, to control your energy in motion. You can control that. Okay. And one of the ways that I told you is through stillness. If you can sit your body down, if you can bridle your entire body and define it, that's how Dispenza says it. If you can define it by a thought, if you're walking around here being defined by a thought, it's amazing. You're absolutely amazing. And you're doing something that only few people have even scratched the surface of, right? And that's what it's about. You got the concentrated strength, which is what makes it look like I'm looking right at you when I'm looking at my camera, right? Because of the practice over time, focusing in the camera. Why? Because I care. I want you to believe that I'm paying attention, that I'm looking at you. Okay? Why? It's because I want you to understand that I'm speaking to you. I'm speaking to myself. I'm speaking to the world. I'm speaking to whoever is there to listen, really. Because I know what I'm going through. I know what I feel. I know what I felt. I know how I conduct myself. I know who I am. And that's one of the major ones. You know? Who are you? And we getting close. A lot of people in the institute right now, we getting real close to where we're coming up on air. People are going to go through fire, they go through the discipline, and then they come up on air and water. And it's going to ask you some deep questions. It's going to ask you some really deep questions. Okay. I defined all of the elements like the avatar, right? The avatar's back, y'all. I'm back. Okay. And it'd be crazy because it's like I say stuff like that and it can borderline come off. It doesn't really matter, right? It doesn't really matter how it comes off because it's me. It's me. It's 100% me, right? And so, um, Earth. Earth is getting you grounded. Earth is all of the meditations that I've learned. Well, not all of them. I actually take you through 4, and then I'm going to create a full meditation program, right? Probably be a couple months long. I'm still working on it. Earth is balance, grounding, right? Then you got fire, which is discipline. Okay, so I'll take you through some disciplined activities. Then you got air, which is trust. And why did I call it that? Right? Why did I call air trust? It's because it's out here. It's blowing right now in my room from the fan. But can you see it? Can you see it? You can't see it, but do you trust it? Oh, see, that's subatomic. Those are the realms I'm in now, man. Subatomic realm, man. Like Ant-Man. It's like paying attention to stuff like that will really make you think. You can't see it, but you trust it. You trust that it's not poisonous, right? It could be poisonous gas in the air. You don't know that. It could be, though, right? But you trust when the wind hits you on a hot summer day and the breeze is like, whew, you're like, you trust it. You're not like, oh my God, running, right? You trust it. And so what is trust? Who do you trust? Why do you trust? Those are the type of questions you need to ask yourself. When you get deep in a program. And the way it's set up, y'all, the way it's set up, you ground yourself first. Then you get disciplined, right? Then you'll be ready to ask yourself those questions. I didn't hit you with that right away because you're not ready yet. Then you go into water. After you figure out the trust, then you go into water. What is water? Water is love. Water is love. You drink some water, right? You drink some water, especially when you're thirsty. Oh, man. Feels good, right? Yeah, that's love. That's love, y'all. So you ask yourself some love questions. Oh, what is that? So then what was that? Why does that feel good? Why does that feel good? What is that? What is love? Huh. Oh, man. So yeah, that's the initial program. And then I'm working on the entire Mindset Matters program, which is, man, it's going to be extensive. It's got homework. You got assignments. You go through my book, Focused Thoughts. You write down your own thoughts, and then I'll show you how to make your own book. And then you make your own book. If you go through the whole program, you end up making your own book. How about that? How about that? Wow. I believe I'm the first person in my family to have published a book. That makes me legendary, right? That makes me legendary. In my perception, that makes me legendary. I really don't have to do too much else. That makes me legendary. You know, you see books in the library, you see different people come out with books, you see people selling books. I made a book. I made 2 books. One is a journal. One is more of a journal. It's got 6 pieces of advice in it, right? That I tell you to read over and over and over again. It's not going to hit until much, much later to people understand how impactful that journal actually is, right? The magnificent you. 6 pieces of advice. And I'm like, yep, each day as you write in this journal, read one of the pieces of advice. Because it needs to be simplified. That's how simplified it needs to be. But it's cool. No, it's not going to be totally understood yet. So I'm just waiting. I'm being patient, right? Because it's that's like, oh, wait a minute, right? We got all these systems, all of these gigantic programs, all of this. Oh, let's do 5, 6 months, 90 days, all of this. It's like, no, just pay attention to a couple things, for a year's time, and see how you feel, right? See how much more you can advance by just focusing in on just a couple things. And so that in its entirety, whether you were able to follow or not, is how you control your emotions. The elements of life helps you to become. It helps you to become. Yeah, it's like that. The legendary you deep inside you. It's time to activate it. You scared to jump in? That's when you jump in. That's when you jump in, when you're really scared to do it. I remember when we went on this hike. We went on this hike, and at the end of the hike, it was this little oasis. The water, you get to dive in. I was terrified. I was terrified. And it was me and a couple other people. We was up there, and everybody was like, "Who gonna go first?" I was terrified. I said, "Up, here we go." Just took off. Just no. Let's get this over with real quick, cause I don't like this feeling. I don't like being scared. I don't like it. Let's go. Dove into the water. The water was ice cold, baby. Ice cold. Whew, it felt good though. That was probably one of the first times I ever dove into an actual river, right? An actual river. Dove into it, and I was like, the water felt different. It was weird. I was like, this don't feel like no pool. This feel like something else. It felt like it gave me life. Interesting. But yeah, controlling your emotions, y'all, is really, really, really figuring out who you are. Once you figure out who you are, a lot of the times you'll be able to control yourself and your emotions in any given situation. Doesn't matter how much people talk about you, how much people yell at you, how much people um, laugh at you, whatever the case may be, you'll be okay with it. You'll be totally okay with yourself and who you are, because you'll figure it out. You figure out who you are. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Totally doesn't matter. Right? So think about that, y'all. So I invite you, again, all right, go to that website down there, www.mindsetmattersmore.net. Okay? Jump in. Jump in, y'all. All right, so let me look at some of the comments. I really appreciate you guys very, very much for sharing your energy with me. Okay, thank you for being on here. All right, Jana, love you. Prachita, sorry, Pratch, love you very much. Pratch on Earth out there. Mish, uh, the emotions are extremely explosive right now. It's in the air. I guess so. Um, Brandon, what's up, man? Appreciate you, bro. Thank you for being on here. All right. Grand rising, everybody. Rise and shine, everybody. Rise and shine. Yeah, that was a good quote. Right. That's what I'm looking to do, y'all. I'm not looking for you to follow me, y'all, because guess what? I'm actually making you a leader, and I'm gonna have you lead me. Because you have something that I don't have. And that's these last few years building this other company, right? These last few years, that's what I realized. I flipped it, and I'm like, oh, that's what like Josh said on here, Avengers Unite. Guess what? The Hulk ain't got the same capabilities as Iron Man, ain't got the same capabilities of Captain America, ain't got the same capabilities of Hawkeye, ain't got the same capabilities of Black Widow. You see what I'm saying? They're superheroes though in their own story though. And they save their own cities. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying now, right? And so that's what I'm truly building. That's what I'm truly building. All right. And soon y'all gonna be on here talking right with me. Like, yeah, yep, we out here. We the real life Avengers, right? Not just to say it and to throw it out there because it sounds cool, right? No. I'm looking for the Zacks out here, man. I'm looking for the Zacks out here, man. Zach, hey, Zach, I gotta, Zach, I appreciate you so much, bro. Thank you. If you're watching this, if you ever get to catch this, I really appreciate, dude. He latched on. He was like, man, let's get it. I'm like, that's what I'm talking about. Pratch, I appreciate you. We got the show. Coming up. All right, this Thursday, y'all. Kevin Pratch on Earth. Pratch was like, let's get it. Let's get it. I'm like, all right, that's what I'm talking about. Mish doing the interview. I was like, hey, let's jump in. Let's get it. right? That's what I'm talking about, y'all. That's what I'm talking about, right? I I'm so fascinated with that because I want to see what your superpowers are. I figured out a great deal of mine. And that's cool. It's like it's cool. I know what I can do, you know? I'm really good with games. When it comes to games and like mental focus and stuff like that, I'm really good at that stuff. That's just me though. That's just me. But I didn't, you know, I don't know. There's so much more out there, and I'm really interested in seeing what it's about. Okay, really, really interested in seeing what it's about. I want to see what your powers are, right? And so now me and Prash, we going over the Earth stuff, um, climate change, things like that. It's like, ooh, I'm like, oh, I'm not talking about that, but oh yeah, you better believe that has to deal with mindset, 1,000%. All right. And I'm like, yeah, yeah, let's how you lead the charge on this because she's well versed in that stuff, man. The research, the different stuff. Go check out her TikTok, man. Pratch on Earth, man. Freaking legendary, dude. Legendary, man. So yeah. I yell sometimes because it's fun to be loud. Yeah, you know what? Sometimes it is. Sometimes it is. And sometimes it's in different situations, it's good to express it out. Because for instance, like in basketball, when I'm shooting and I'm missing, sometimes not sometimes, a lot of the times I'll be cursing. Like I'll be like, when I'm missing, right? It's just me in there, hopefully, for the most part. But sometimes it do be other people in there. But that's where I get that stuff out. That's where I get it out. I'm trying to focus. Come on, Kev. Come on. Come on, Kev. Come on, Kev. Focus. Right? Focus, Kev. Focus. Right? Um, so it really depends. But I'm talking about when it's directed at others. You know what I mean? When it's directed at others, then it's like, come on now. Get yourself together. Okay, get yourself together. You don't have to direct that energy at nobody else, right? It's just you. It's just you. It's you. Just focus on you. Just work on you. You know, fix the little boy, the little girl inside. Okay. um, yeah. That's why I love your vibe. You don't just tell us to do it and join, but you actually walk with us through the journey. You walk the walk. Thank you, Jana. Thank you very much. Um, yeah, I kind of noticed that some stuff, and I was like, that's not how you lead, man. You're supposed to go through it. You gotta go through the whole thing too. Don't just go in and drop off, right? Stand still. I'm telling you, you become unshakable. You become unshakable, man, when you can hold it in, y'all. Oh, Zach, you were on, man. Thanks for being on, bro. Thanks for being on, man. All right. Have so much more to share. Yeah, man. Yeah. Proud you freaking. Y'all all legendary, man. Y'all all legendary, man. That's what we building. This is going to be like nothing anybody has ever seen. Okay. So there's the link. There's the link. There's the link. All right. It's only gonna be a few. I already know that. It's only gonna be a few. And I'm closing it this week. Okay. The end of this week, it's a wrap. And if I only get the people that I've gotten so far, then so be it. Then those are the legends. Then those are the legends who are ready. Right. But yeah. Yeah, yeah. Um, that's pretty much it. So that's how you can control your emotions. Is mostly by tuning into yourself. Mostly by tuning into yourself. If you really, really dive into yourself and you learn how to be quiet and you learn how to just sit still, you learn how to ask yourself questions, you know, then you'll really start to master yourself, which will help you master that energy in motion, the emotions, right? You'll start to be able to really be able to harness that energy, right? Because that's all you want to do. You want to harness it because you can feel it. Somebody could be yelling at you. You could feel it. Then you harness it and put it into something epic. and create something epic behind it, right? Love you guys very, very much. All right. Definitely go get some gear as well. Okay. Mindsetmattersmore.store. All right. Rep the crown. Rep the crown. Keep it top of mind. All right. And if you want, you can join the free Facebook group. There's not a lot of people saying stuff in there, though. It's very interesting. There's a few people that's joined. It's probably like, I don't know, like 40 people, 30, 40 people. And it's just me and Zach. For the most part, it's just me and Zach, man, posting stuff. So I encourage you guys, hey, jump out there, post something, man. Post something, man. If you're in the group or if you just like absorbing our content, that's cool too. But yeah, I'm challenging you. Jump out there, do something, say something, right? Try to be consistent. Put that pressure on yourself. And it's okay if you mess up. It's okay if you fall off, man. We all fall off. We all fall off sometimes. It's okay. But you get back up and you keep going, right? Every kid falls off the bike. Does that mean that they quit? Of course not. Every baby falls when they're walking. Does it mean that they quit? And they don't even know how to talk. So come on, man. So come on, man. A baby don't even know how to talk, but it know how to not give up though. It know how to not give up though. Right? Come on, y'all. Be like the children. Let's follow Jesus' example, like he said. The kingdom of God belongs to such like ones, right? It's examples like that helps you understand what he was talking about. Okay. All right. All right. Love you guys very, very much. Thank you very much for everybody that decided to join in, even if you're coming on late, for sharing your energy with me. All right. Again, that's how you get into the program. Mindsetmattersmore.net. Go to mindsetmattersmore.store. Get some gear. All right. Represent. If you want to join the Facebook group, look up Mindset Matters. Got the Facebook group, free Facebook group. All right. And then yeah, take the concentrated strength assessment that's on the YouTube channel in the description too. Right. And if you think it's easy, then I guess it's just easy. But if it is easy, try to consistently do that easy thing for 90 days straight. And see if it's easy. And that changes the game. All right. All right. But again, appreciate you guys very, very much. Always remember, mindset matters more than anything else. Have a fantastic rest of your day and week. Focus on the good. We will see you again Thursday, same time, anytime. Out.